Hey everybody, I'm Deborah Richmond. Today I want to talk about how to keep your piecing very accurate as you are sewing. Now, when you're working with a block that has a lot of small units, sometimes those units can distort as you go. So that if you have distorted units while you're putting a block together, your block will be more difficult to put together accurately, making sure all the points match where they are needing to and where all the seams match where they need to. So it's important to keep accuracy as we're piecing units. And today I'm going to show you some tools that are going to help you with that process of keeping your accuracy as you piece. Alright, so my sewing machine is right here. Now when I am going to be piecing, I set up this station right next to my sewing machine, and it consists of, first and foremost, this is an Omnigrid mat, and I'm going to turn it around so you can see it. One side is a cutting board, the other side is an ironing surface. So if I have this sitting right next to my sewing machine, I'm going to be able to press and to cut as I piece. So let me turn this around. And this is exactly the way I like it. My sewing machine is here and I'm sewing, and then I have the pressing surface right next to me, and then the cutting. So let's go ahead and let's show you. These are the units I'm going to be working on. So as I am piecing them, when they come off the sewing machine, I can right away press to the dark side right next to me without having to get up. And then exactly after that, I'm using a Steamfast iron. This is a fantastic small iron that is used for traveling, but is fantastic for quilters right next to your sewing machine. And the reason why this is a great iron is because it is a steam iron. It also gets good and hot, and that's what we want. We want something that gets hot and stays hot. It will not turn itself off, so it stays nice and hot. Alright, so now that I've pressed my piece, I'm going to go over here, and for this cutting station I like to use a smaller rotary cutter, and I'm going to have the, it's a 28 millimeter. I'll have information on all these products below if you're interested. But this is the size I like to use because it's easier to handle right here as I'm sitting down. I sit at my machine and these things are right next to me so I don't have to get up. Sometimes I will angle the mat to myself this way a little bit so that as I sew, it's right here and I don't have to get up. But we'll keep it straight today to show you. Okay, so I have my unit. The next thing that I want to do is I want to square up my unit. I am using an Omnigrid ruler with some glow tape. So let me show you first. The ruler is a nice ruler that is 6.5 inches, and I like that size so that because it works very well on this mat, on this particular cutting station. The tape that I have on here is called glow tape. I use glow tape to mark off my rulers so that I don't have to keep readjusting and looking where is that unit that I need for squaring up. I take this glow tape. It's really nice stuff. It's not like the masking tape that has a very strong adhesive on the back. It is very tacky, but it's not going to be sticky and it's not going to leave a residue. So I'm going to go ahead and place this. This is going to be a 2¼ inch that I'm squaring these units up to. Okay. And then I have 2¼ inches here with another piece of tape. So now I am ready to go. And this, by the way, is a ton of tape on one small spool. They actually sell it with a set of 3. Will last you absolutely forever. Okay, so here's my unit. I'm going to go ahead, place my ruler down. I can see exactly where I want those edges to be. This ruler is really nice for squaring up because it has this diagonal line. For a half square triangle like I have here, that will allow me to place that line right on the seam. So now I can straighten this up. Now you'll see I'm cutting this one down quite a bit. Now you may not be needing to trim this much off, but for this project I do need to trim quite a bit off. Alright. And there we have it. I'm also going to turn this around because I want to take off this flag right there. And I can do that as I sew. So there's my first unit. Again, new piece off the sewing machine. I'm going to press it so that I have a nice, crisp, clean block. I'm going to go ahead and place my ruler, making sure to line up the edges and to line up the diagonal line. And I'm going to go ahead and square that off. This side and this side. And again, you can see this is where the smaller ruler, the smaller rotary cutter is really nice. And there we go. And so when I take that away, I've just got one more piece, cut off my little flag here. So do you see how already these are looking much more accurate than the pieces that were coming off the sewing machine? And so this type of trimming is really important for keeping your edge is nice and crisp, the size is exactly the way they should be, so that as you are sewing together pieces, they're lining up exactly the way they should. Your life will be so much easier. When I use this cutting station next to my sewing machine as I piece, my blocks turn out better and it is easier to put them together. So again, I'll have this information below, and thanks for joining me. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can do so here by clicking the subscribe button. That way you'll find out about new videos as they become available.